So next season's expanded Champions League. So next season's Champions League teams that have qualified for next season's Champions League. Still an amount of spots to be uh, sorted for that, but the teams that are qualified for next season's expanded Champions League. So this will be the teams that are qualified for the expanded Champions League next season. Um, so yes, the teams that are qualified for the expanded Champions League for this: Bayer Leverkusen, Stuttgart, Bayern Munich, RB Leipzig, Borussia Dortmund, BVB, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Bologna, Juventus, Atalanta, Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Girona, Atletico Madrid, PSG, Monaco, Brest, PSV Eindhoven, Feyenoord, Sporting Lisbon, Bruges, Celtic, and Sturm Graz. So, yeah, teams that have qualified for the expanded Champions League for this, with still an amount of spots to be sorted still. And yeah, teams that may potentially have like a run in it next season, like Bayer Leverkusen, like with Xabi Alonso have won a league and cup double, Bundesliga and DFB Pokal, played the best football in German football, got to the Europa League final, but lost the final. And yeah, and Bayer Leverkusen have played passing football and had a bit of recruitment, but Xabi Alonso just adjusted it a bit to 3-4-2-1, installed a winning thing, and it just clicked. And yeah, I'd say next season the Champions League they may potentially get to the quarters to semi-finals. Like they've got one of the most talented managers, and having won a domestic double, so domestically unbeaten in German football. The only match they lost was a Europa League final. Then yeah, as much as I'd say there wouldn't be as many matches unbeaten next season. It's just quite an amount of matches and results this season. I'd still say, yeah, like they'll be slight favourites for the Bundesliga next season. And yeah, Champions League, they may have a bit of a run. As well as Stuttgart with Sebastian Hoeneß, the next most talented manager of German football after Xabi Alonso. And yeah, they play some all right enough passing football. And yeah, tactically adjust it here and there. So they may get to the quarters to semi-finals. Bayern Munich may have Kompany as manager next season. Like they're all right player-wise, but I'm not sure with Kompany what season they'll have next season. Like Kompany got Burnley promoted to the Premier League as champions from the Championship, but then Burnley got relegated from the Premier League this season. So it may be a bit early for Kompany to be managing Bayern Munich. RB Leipzig, talented players, but I'll say maybe round 16 quarterfinals. Borussia Dortmund, yeah, got to the final this season. Competitive enough Champions League tournament rather this season. Next season, I'll say I'll say maybe quarterfinals, unless it's just a little bit more competitive Champions League like this season. Inter Milan, yeah, like got to the final. In the last two seasons, they've won Coppa Italia, Serie A, and got to a Champions League final and competed with Man City for that. Man City won a competitive final 1-0 last season. So basically, yeah. And yeah, and in the last 2 seasons, 2 trophies, a Champions League final, won the Coppa Italia and Serie A with Simone Inzaghi as manager. So yeah, maybe they may potentially have a competitive run. Potentially, AC Milan. Yeah, probably gotta may if they've got to compete for a domestic trophy next season or have more be that bit more competitive in European tournament football. So yeah, that may be a big European tournament season for well, yeah, teams are only in one European tournament. If you're out, like they're out, like they're not going into like Europa League or so. Yeah, so I'd say that's potentially a big one for AC Milan. Well, that'll compete for a domestic trophy next season. Bologna, have got have qualified for next season's Champions League, and they've just had an alright enough season with a talented rated manager in Thiago Motta. So yeah, maybe potentially want to have a run in it. Maybe Juventus won the Coppa Italia, won a competitive final of the Atalanta. Maybe round 16 to quarterfinals, not sure. Atalanta have just won the Europa League in a final v Bayer Leverkusen, and they've got an all right enough manager that's got them well coached in Gian Gasparini, like pressing football as a team. They've got a bit of recruitment. Maybe they'll get to the quarterfinals, maybe, potentially. Man City, they'll be one of the favourites. They've got one of the best managers in the world. They've got a style of play. And yeah, they've got all right enough recruitment, so they'll be probably one of the favourites of Real Madrid. Arsenal, around the 16th quarterfinal. The other team of Premier League, I'd say potentially to have a run next season in the Champions League would be Aston Villa. They've got all right enough players and they've got an all right enough manager for European tournaments. In they've got an all right enough manager for European tournaments, Unai Emery. So yeah, I'd say they'd be the other team of that league to potentially have run it. Liverpool, maybe around the 16th quarterfinals, not sure. Real Madrid will be one of the favourites for Man City. Barcelona got all right enough and talented players. Quarterfinals onwards, maybe. Atletico Madrid, well set competitive team, so quarterfinals or so onwards, maybe. Hard to say. Girona have got a talented rated manager as well, and of having qualified for the Champions League with Michel, and have got um, but they've had a bit of talent signed on loan, but yeah, PSG maybe round of 16 onwards, like like um like Mbappe is joining Real Madrid, and PSG probably going to be signing players for an adjustment of the team next season. So not sure what run they'll have in the Champions League next season. Monaco, Brest, not sure, but Liga is maybe a better league than some give it credit for. They've got a right enough player recruitment. PSV Eindhoven and Feyenoord. Yeah, PSV Eindhoven, like Eredivisie has an attacking style to play, and PSV Eindhoven, Borussia Dortmund v PSV Eindhoven, competitive round of 16 Champions League match this season. Yeah, maybe round of 16 or so, to quarterfinals, maybe. Sporting Lisbon, one League of Portugal, with the most talented manager of Portuguese football this season. Sporting Lisbon with Ruben Amorim. And yeah, like League of Portugal has a bit of alright recruitment as well. Got players like Marcus Edwards, Victor Gyökeres in their squad, Pedro Gonçalves. So yeah, maybe round the 16th quarterfinals, like, and maybe potentially a competitive team in it next season. Bruges, hard to say. Maybe competitive going through to round 16. Maybe Celtic with the expanded Champions League, with the league stage replacing the group stage. If they got in the playoffs, would they go through? Hard to say. And Sturm Graz, maybe whether they get in the playoff round for the round of 16 after the league stage. But yes, that is for next season's expanded Champions League for the teams that are qualified with other spots to sort.